Hello, friends. Good evening. We have a little bit of breakdown in the way of a couple weather makers that will move into the region these next few days. So right now, looking at our radar imagery, we are completely clear and dry. And this clearing that we are looking at, this will aid in our temperatures falling quite a bit this evening due to the effects of radiational cooling. The lack of cloud cover that we'll see will keep those temperatures on the cooler side with a prevailing northwesterly wind direction. So we have a lot of things that will stack together to make for some cold air on the way, and it has already arrived, but will get colder this evening. Right now, our air temperatures are in the 30s, 20s, and teens. Now in Roanoke, 27 degrees, 15 in Hot Springs, South Boston 28, Wytheville 22, Pulaski 25, and Hillsville 28 degrees right now. Now notice, just a contrast, 27 degrees the air temperature now in Roanoke, but when you factor in that wind chill, it feels like 20 degrees. So we still have quite the difference. And right now, our feels like temperatures across the board do make things feel a little bit chillier, taking a tumble. Right now in Hot Springs, it feels like 5. Wytheville 13, South Boston still 30s, 31 in Danville, 23 now in Covington for that feels like temperature, and 15 degrees in Blacksburg. So again, it is cold already, but with the blustery winds, it is feeling even colder. Wind gusts right now ranging anywhere from 18 to 9, even 2 miles an hour in Danville, 13 miles an hour now in Roanoke. So again, we'll continue with a slight breeze overnight, and that will also keep things feeling on the chillier side as well. So again, blustery conditions overnight tonight. We'll see those winds gusting about 10 miles an hour, 5 to 10, with sustained winds around 5 miles an hour. So not too bad. Nothing at least extreme in terms of those wind gusts. Now, temperature-wise, it will feel quite cold. So we have still been below average today, and that pattern will last for the next couple of days. Now, we are in good company, though. For majority of the state and majority of the Ohio Valley, we are still seeing those below average temperatures in store, and this will again continue. Although we are, let's qualify this, getting slightly warmer for the next couple of days, we'll still be below average. And then we have a couple of weather makers coming through that will even tumble our temperatures further, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But for now, still below average today and tomorrow. Now, this does bring on the conversation of snowfall, not just today, but even for the later part of this week and next week as well. But for now, for your Thursday into the day tomorrow, we do have some lake effect snowfall that will take place. And bringing that in, we'll begin to see that upslope snow machine in our neck of the woods. So that will be into the western slopes of the mountains of West Virginia, of course. But that will even pour over into the New River Valley. So we'll see a few flakes Thursday afternoon and evening. Now, not worried about any sort of accumulation, especially in the New River Valley. Now, those western slopes of the Blue Ridge in West Virginia could see a few inches of accumulation. But again, on those far, far western reaching portions, think snowshoe-ish area. But besides that, that moves through, and by Friday, we will be completely dry. So we do have just a couple of weather makers that will move back to back through the area, just a few very small disturbances. You'll notice on Futurecast here, this dashed line right here, this is representing a surface trough, which is basically just a very weak cold front, and that will bring in those upslope snow showers for Thursday afternoon and evening. Once that passes through, we'll still see that cooler air set in. But watching that secondary cold front that's still off to the west, bringing in a few showers, that will be our next weather maker, bringing in some rain showers for Saturday. Now, we did mention that colder air that will be settling in along with that chance for snowfall. Wind chill's also a conversation. You'll notice those the cooler numbers will be this evening into early tomorrow morning. So for the remainder of the day on Thursday, it'll still feel like single digits into Friday morning, but not necessarily as widespread as what we will see for your Thursday. Now, we have been chatting a little bit about snow, and I did want to break this down for you. We are watching a few different models that suggest a few different things and different timelines to go into the mix. And this far out, trying to make a forecast at this point, not ideal. In fact, at this point, it feels like we do not know anything from Adam's House Cat. It is still very, very broad trying to forecast at this point. Now, we are still watching several different timelines, so I did want to break down 2 different models for you. So this is the GFS model for that futurecast snowfall. So let's scrub this a little bit forward in time. So we'll begin to see the onset of this event according to this particular run of the GFS. Again, this is not an official forecast at this time, but by about 9 a.m. on Thursday, the GFS is picking up on this upslope snowfall machine from Thursday. So again, this is beginning early Thursday, tomorrow. Forgotten what day it is. This is tomorrow morning by 9 a.m. So once this continues to move through, again, you will notice New River Valley especially seeing maybe 1/10 of an inch of accumulation, a slight dusting picking up on this according to the GFS. And those higher elevations, those western slopes of the mountains in West Virginia. So again, this is the total accumulation by Friday at 6 a.m. Once this continues to pass through, so again, we are scrubbing this a little bit more forward in time, Sunday by 1 o'clock. You'll notice these totals going up a little bit. So again, this particular product is the total snowfall rate, not within 24 hours. So we are starting from 0 and going forward about a week and a half. So these numbers will look absurd, but you're going to have to do a little bit of addition and subtraction with this particular product. So again, once again, this is beginning on Sunday for this secondary event that we are watching. Now, this is not just those upslope snow showers that we're watching Thursday into Friday. So Sunday, starting about 1 o'clock, this particular model is projecting that event as we move into the next couple of days, now Sunday and into Monday. So I'm going to actually scrub this back so we're getting a better picture here. So let's take a look at this. We are still watching this event. I'm going to pull this up so that we can view this from the day on Sunday. So starting, again, this is still picking up those upslope snow showers Sunday, or rather Thursday into Friday. Now, once we're watching Sunday, here we go, Sunday about 3 p.m., scrubbing this forward into Monday. Starting to pick up a little bit more snowfall, suggesting in the New River Valley as well as a highland zone. So again, do a little bit of addition and subtraction once we see that upslope on into the day on Thursday and Friday. Clean slate starting on Saturday into the day on Sunday. So we're not necessarily seeing a lot, but that dusting, and especially into those areas of West Virginia. But this is projecting a little bit more snowfall along that I-95 corridor. Again, this particular run here within our viewing area, south side, is projecting just over 1/2 inch, rather over 3/4 of an inch of snow accumulation in this model. So seeing that one event again on Monday. And then the GFS, we settled things down Monday through about Wednesday into Thursday. Now this is when we see these numbers pick back up again. And this is what we're watching for, another potential timing for this event. So about Thursday afternoon, about lunchtime, we're starting to see those snowfall totals going up. And you'll notice that hot spring zone as we go back and forth here. Hot springs, and of course, those western slopes, the mountains. This particular run is projecting anywhere from 5 to 6, even 7 inches in that highland zone. Roanoke Valley and New River Valley, 1 to 4 inches. Southside, a little bit less. So there is identifying another event projected by this particular model. We have that potential for that secondary event Thursday into Friday. So this is early Friday morning snowfall accumulations, and here we go again. Starting early Friday morning, we're going to continue with that. And the snowfall event, not done just yet. The GFS model is predicting that we'll continue this into Friday evening. So those snowfall totals across the area from these back-to-back-to-back events. Again, what this one model has as of now, this will change, guaranteed, within these next couple of days. Anywhere from barely 1/4 of an inch of that snowfall accumulation in Danville, 4 inches in Roanoke, and nearly 10 inches in Hot Springs. So again, this one particular model, this is what we're watching for the GFS. So again, just to recap, this model has an event for us on Sunday, the dusting that we're going to see with the upslope snow showers for Thursday and Friday, Sunday into Monday, one into Wednesday, rather early Thursday morning into Friday evening. So that's the timeline with the GFS. So let's go forward and see what the European model has to say. So this is another model that we check out for timelines and amounts of snowfall. This is another one we're keeping an eye on. This is the total accumulation product, so the exact same thing. And you'll notice as we go scrub forward in time, again, this same model does pick up on those upslope snow showers Thursday morning through Thursday afternoon. And that is also projecting a dusting, not only in the New River Valley, but still the majority of the accumulation in the western slopes of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Now this continues Friday. Let's continue this Friday. So Friday into Saturday, projecting a little bit more snowfall accumulation in Friday and a Saturday. So this is the total accumulation as we go forward Friday afternoon into Saturday. This is picking up on a secondary event. Right now, still has majority of the New River Valley below an inch of snowfall and about 1 to 2 inches Independence. Again, Hot Springs Zone, Highland Zone, still seeing about 1 to 2 inches. Now, this is also projecting more snowfall during the daytime on Sunday. So we begin to see that snow, that total accumulation product is getting at least a little bit darker. These blue spots here that we're watching, the darker blues, to really see the onset of this event. Sunday by about 10 a.m. we're starting to see that total accumulation rising, and this continues through Monday for the Highland Zone, but not necessarily the remainder of our 4 zones. So the total accumulation from this projected Sunday event from the European model, 1 to 2 inches for Roanoke and Lynchburg zone. Some spots, especially Lynchburg, seeing an isolated spot there, 2 to 4 inches. Southside does barely get that dusting, and of course Hot Springs still in that 2 to 4 inch zone. As well as for the New River Valley, some parts 1 to 2 inches, others just barely hitting that 1 inch mark or just below it. So still, not only do we have that, but we also have that Sunday and into Monday event. So for the European model. Now this is definitely eye-catching. Starting Tuesday, still a dusting, contributing. Not really much to write home about Tuesday and into Wednesday. However, Thursday is as we go throughout the day on Thursday, we are beginning to see at least a little bit of snowfall that is added to this. Now, this may be the most recent one, but I'm going to just edit this timeline just a bit so we go out a little bit further in this particular model because I did want to mention this Friday event, and I want to see if this shows up as we go further into the day on Friday. Because what Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowich and I were looking at earlier for the particular European model did show those higher amounts, and looks like this run is not including that, which is good news for those who might not enjoy the snow as much. But earlier, this did project some higher totals. So this just illustrates exactly what we're seeing for these models changing from run to run. And this forecast changes very quickly as a result of this and will guaranteed be changing in the next couple of days. So European model still has those timelines shifting just a little bit, but the amounts looking different as well. So these are 2 things that we're watching in the next couple days, especially just to keep an eye on what we would see potentially in this snowfall forecast these next couple of weeks, as we're still locked into this cold pattern with that precip, and mix those 2 things, of course, you get the snowfall. So again, keeping an eye on that wintry weather these next couple of days. And just a little peek into what we look at when making that forecast. And as you saw, that particular European model has already changed in a GIF, so the GFS looking a little bit higher. Now tonight, finally getting a little bit further away from the snowfall talk. We've had a lot of chat about that recently. At least tonight we will be dry, but it will be absolutely frigid. 17 is your low this evening in Roanoke, 10 in Hot Springs, 7 tonight in Lexington, 16 in Independence, pair of 11s in Wytheville and Pulaski, 18 in South Boston. Now we will begin to see our temperatures warming up a little bit. At least we'll be in the 40s for next week. 45 the high in Southside, 43 tomorrow in Lynchburg, 41 Roanoke, 38 in Highlands, and 37 in the NRV, going but zone by zone. So our average high temperature this year is 47 degrees, and we're still nowhere near that, but we're getting at least a little bit closer. But it's not going to last for long, friends. Our 7-day forecast, 40s Thursday and Friday. We will see rainfall on Saturday. Now, again, as those models that we were just looking at, trying to get that forecast together. End of the day on Sunday, expecting the wintry mix to arrive, and that precip will likely change a couple of times Saturday into Sunday as well. So keep a close eye on that. But once that weather maker moves through, that does bring the precip Saturday and Sunday. Once that front is through, you can tell we're on the other side of it, because Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, 20s and 30s for high temperatures, overnight lows looking scary, single digits at this point. It has been a while since we've had a cold blast quite like this. It'll likely be the coldest, it will be the coldest year of the season. And it will be absolutely frigid, and we are still watching that potential for winter weather into next week. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. But the main story as we head into this weekend, of course, it will be rainy, but those wind chills these next couple of days will be on the cooler side, of course, when we have that cold air on deck. But we are watching those precip types as we head into the weekend as well. That is all for now, my friends. Stay safe, stay warm, and do what you can at least to stay warm as these next couple of days.